expand that outlet.
We should be there shortly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Elusive
to another
man put us
round of
under
Arbitration
command. Do
Studios
you have
as
any
we
orders?
are continuing our journey across Mass Effect 2. I'm JP Arbiter,
I'm Captain Jack.
and here is the mission.
Attack, no glimpses,
Gameplay-wise,
not
I
even
do
a
like
trace
this
of
in that
unusual
there's
genetic
defined
material
mission
gets
structure
cleared.
rather than
Just
just
disappear.
you
no
situations where you
target
can
to go
kind of accidentally
Are
fall
you sure
into
you'll be
stuff.
comfortable following
No,
my orders?
No, I'm.
We didn't bring
I'm,
you back from
I'm
the dead
in
just to
agreement there.
second guess your creators. If the
Like I
elusive
said,
man says you're in charge,
I
you're in
like
charge.
the changes that they made. I have some
Makes you think
complaints,
this
but I
investigation
feel
will
like
turn up
it is
anything new.
a
At other
really
colonies, official
natural
investigators got there
progression
first. Sometimes
of,
looters or salvage
hey,
teams as well.
We're going to answer
We're
some
hoping
of
to
the
be the first
complaints
ones there this time.
from
Maybe find
Mass
clues
Effect
before somebody
1
else disturbs the
in
scene.
Mass Effect 2,
Mm-hmm.
gameplay-wise.
We're going
Our
to
first priority is
actually
to look for
evolve
survivors.
instead of
That's unlikely, Commander.
just do the same
no one
thing
was left at the
and,
other
and
colonies.
hope you
They
like
were
it.
completely deserted.
Exactly.
Be nice to find
Some of that was like
anything's better. than
it's funny
another
too
ghost
because there are
town.
games in the past where like there are actual attempts at evolution and then people don't like them. Zelda and Mario 2 on the Nintendo, great examples of that where they did something completely different. It was like that's not the same. They didn't want to do the same.
Well, the story on Mario 2, that's a but the total change with Link, I actually liked that change. But speaking of, we're looking at change here. We're talking about BioWare. When
Looks like
BioWare
everyone just
changed
got up and
over
left right in the middle of
Dragon
dinner.
Age, when they went from 1 to 2 in Dragon Age, it was such a dramatic change. It didn't feel like an evolution. It felt like we're gonna throw the baby out with the
Strange.
bathwater, and
No
we're
bodies,
gonna make
no
a
structural
totally
damage,
different style of
no
game.
signs of battle.
That's perfectly fine. However, I think that
Affirmative.
in my case,
Moving to
anyways,
point.
and how I felt about it, I didn't like the change because I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to RPGs. Oh dear.
The
weird.
thing about Dragon Age though is that it's funny in that its combat system was kept over for Dragon Age 3, and a lot of Dragon Age fans, from what I understand, regard Dragon Age 3 as kind of a triumph.
Yeah, that. So, really, I think the triumph of Dragon Age 3 is much like the triumph of Mass Effect is in the storytelling. And is in the beautiful, brilliant storytelling that they have. However, I do think that the mechanics of Mass Effect, they really did a good job of... This feels similar enough to 1 that I didn't feel like I was playing a brand new game. I felt like I was playing a continuation of the last one. The armor issue I felt was where they kind of... I like how they kind of went back in
Someone
Mass
reprogrammed
Effect
them to
3
attack
a
on
little
sight.
bit with the
We're not
armor.
alone here.
But I also... the BioWare's
Can someone please turn on the fucking lights? Sorry.
Exactly. Running around in the dark there. And for me, I think that... no, not the puppy, not the puppy. Oh.
I do like the look of the Fenris mechs in
I
particular.
do, the puppies. But when it comes to the mechanics of the game... and here...
Wait for it.
You said you'd let me handle
Our
this.
baby sister is all grown up.
Yeah. So, funny story. In my opinion, the most wholesome of all the romance options.
You're alive?
To a
The
certain
Remember
least
when I gave you that
problematic,
Geth
I
data
think.
tally? Did it help you complete your pilgrimage?
Yes. it
I don't
did.
know about the least
Rosa,
problematic,
weapons
but
down.
but continue and then
This
I'll.
is
And
Commander
the reason I go with the least
Shepard.
problematic is
Why is your
because
commander working for Cerberus?
Ashley is
I
in your
don't
chain of
know.
command.
Maybe we
And
should
I,
ask.
as a former military member myself,
Cerberus
I think
rebuilt me,
that's-
but I'm not taking
that
their
that
orders.
is just A,
We can discuss the
not
specifics once I know why
okay,
you're here.
and B,
One of our
lazy.
people-
It's lazy. It's
His name was
lazy.
Vitor. We came
I
to
think that
find him.
overall, Liara is
Isn't that
kind
a
of
little
fetishized.
strange? A Quarian
There's-
visiting a
and
remote
there's
human
kind of
colony?
that-
Well, and clearly
Quarians
Liara,
can
in terms
choose
of the
where to
writing,
go
was
on
also the
Vitor
developers'
liked the idea of
favorite.
helping
Right.
a small settlement. He was always
Because they kind of
nervous
nudge
and
you
cramped.
to Liara.
And for me, Tally is the
By
one
that would damage to his
that
CO2 scrubbers and an infection
is the
from an
least.
overhead exposure.
First off,
and
there's
he's
no.
likely delirious.
It's not
When he
just.
saw
it's
us landing,
obviously
he
not
hid
just
in a
about,
warehouse on the far side of town.
banging,
We
which,
suspect he
you know,
also
the other two
programmed the
kinda
mechs
is.
to attack
And that's
anything that
obviously,
moved.
I'm just talking about the female ones. You're just talking about the male love interests.
Vitor's the only one who
but
can tell us
to
what happened
me,
here.
the over
We should
and
work
I
together
look
to
at
find
all
him.
of Drac.
Good
I
idea.
look at
You'll
all
need 2
of
teams to get
Mass
past the
Effect
drones
as one
anyway.
game.
Now
I
we're
feel like
working
it
with
in
Cerberus?
so I
No,
look at
Prasad,
the
you're
whole
working for me.
story
If you
of
can't
Tali
follow orders,
and Tali's
go wait on
whole
the ship.
story arc.
Head for the warehouse to
And
the
I
center
just
of
I
the
think
colony.
that that's a very wholesome
We'll circle around the
story
far
arc.
side
It's a
and draw
very,
off some of the drones to
they're-
clear you a path.
they have a bond, they have a friendship, they have a caring, they have
People
a
really don't
mutual
like Cerberus.
respect.
What did I miss?
Which is why Tali is a fantastic character and a fantastic squad mate. I refer to Tali and Garrus specifically as best friend
That's
squad
not how
for a
I
reason.
explained it
Because
exactly.
out of all the
It was
people that
nothing
you
personal.
find, they're
We
the
can
ones who are
argue
with
over
you
who killed
through
who
the
later.
entire
Right now, we've
thing.
got a job to do.
Now that said, to
We work
rebut,
together to get to Victoria.
I'm not sure about
Make
the
sure to keep in radio
wholesomeness
contact.
idea of
Will
it.
do. Good luck,
Because
Shepard.
when you meet
Whatever
Tali,
happens,
she's
It's
barely
good
an
to have you
adult.
back.
And is definitely, and you are kind of mentoring and going through that protege relationship. Now, when romance becomes an option for her, then she is fully an adult. She is fully she is a leader
We'll take care of it.
among her people, and so that's not there per se unless you lean back on the facts of how the relationship gets started.
Not to change, we can go back to that in a second, but that bit right there, every single time I fall for it. Every single time I go walking up the road, I'm gonna go stupid. What? Why is this guy here? Why is he? I didn't see him. Very. It never kills me, but it often gets close. Depending upon what if I'm playing it on what difficulty level I'm playing it on. And I don't know why. I know it's coming because obviously played this quite a few times.
Go through my wife's and my Alien Isolation playthrough for jump scares galore. They're like, "You son of a bitch! I know you're there." Anyway, the other thing, and this is one of those "is this racist?" questions, is, and this applies to Garrus too, interestingly enough, is that there is that fundamental biological incompatibility where it's like, I like you as a person, I could even fall in love with you as a person, but I'm not just risking your health as a Quarian who's grown up in a sterile environment, and thus your immune system does that. But you're interacting with you on a sexual basis is risking my health too. I mean, it does go both ways on that. So that's where it's like, for me, no matter how good the character is or no matter how good the romantic interactions are, because I can't think
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point.
just in terms of wiring of,
On it.
sexual interaction is a part of romance. So it's like, no matter how good the character is, I have that block about it. It's sort of like we have a mutual friend, more yours than mine, just because you've known him forever, who, because he is like very, very firm heterosexual, he'll never explore same-sex relationships in gaming, just because he just isn't wired that way, and so doesn't explore those things.
Now, he's not upset that they're in the game. He's not upset that they're options. He just doesn't take those options, which is, I think,
is gonna be one tough
and
son of
here
a
we
bitch
have
to take
another,
down.
I think, one of those glitches that they left in the game, which is all the cutscenes have you using a carbine. Have you using rifle, and it's not until like a third of the way through the game that you can actually choose to learn. If you want to, with any character class, how to use a...
It's funny, too, because first off, we'll just change the subject, and we'll talk about Tali and Garrus and romance when we do their stories. But with combat system-wise, when it comes to actual, real-world firearms, I'm a huge submachine gun fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the compact nature, the pistol caliber usage, and the rapid-fire capabilities that they offer. But who chose what they were going to model SMGs after in this game.
Yeah.
Because when you start off, if you're an SMG-centric character, and the whole idea is to give you a large volume of fire option that assault rifles give in Mass Effect 1, and they give you the three. First off, it was originally just 2, and then they gave you a DLC that gave you a third option. But the options were a machine pistol modeled kind of after the Russian Stetchen, which was a Makarov built for full auto, but not the magazine capacity to match. And that's what we're using right now. And then there was, in-game, it's called the Tempest. I kind of view it as being modeled after the Uzi, or the MAC-10.
MAC-10. I was going to think MAC-10, a little bit more the MAC-10 than the Uzi.
But still, you know, something where it's fire rate above all else, including accuracy. And then finally we get something kind of MP5-esque in the Locust.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a paywall behind it initially. And
Who didn't find us?
it's the worst sound effect ever.
Yeah.
And get used to that, because we're going to be hearing it a lot in this story.
Yeah. And here we're coming to the one of the, I think, first decisions
We're not survivors,
in this game that
Vitor.
kind
We just
of,
got here.
You don't know.
that kind of dictates
You
how
didn't
your
see,
character is going to
But
go
I see
forward.
everything.
I think it's a real
Looks like security
you know,
footage.
and-
He
and
must have
for
pieced it
me,
together manually.
What the hell is that?
I tend to
My God.
lean towards
I think it's a collector.
I guess the Paragon
Mhm.
Is that some
decision
kind of alien?
with this.
There are species
just
from
in the
somewhere
sense
beyond the
of,
Omega-4 relay.
Only
a few people have ever seen
I
one in
would
person.
They
I
usually
would a
work
lot.
through intermediaries, like
I would
slavers or hired
want to
mercenaries.
piss my employer
If they're
off
involved with
a
the
lot
Reapers
less than I
somehow,
would
it
want
could
to piss an
explain what
entire
happened to
race
the
off.
colonies.
Yeah.
I want good relations with, you know.
Collectors have advanced
For
technology.
me, it's how
they
to
can have a weapon that
interact with
disables
people
an
that
entire
get
settlement
the
at once.
best results. Again, maybe it's that mild sociopathy that I have,
secret
but
sword.
like
No one
this
can
kid's
hide.
clearly
The
traumatized.
secret
You have the option, if you let the
Free you.
Paragon option pass,
Then
to
the
gently
monsters
shut
take
down
you
the screens
away.
of shooting the monitors. It's like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Shooting gently.
Why didn't the
doing
collectors
it,
take
and
you?
Then,
Swarms
the
didn't
other
find you.
decisions that you can make.
Monsters
throughout this.
didn't know.
But there
I
are
was here.
some times
The
when
collectors
the
aren't known
renegade
for being
options are
careless.
called
Maybe his
for.
environment
Absolutely.
kept him from
I
Yeah,
showing up on
first off, we're
Or
Agatha
they were
goddamn
using
Fisty, so
technology
if we have an option to punch people,
specifically
we're gonna
designed
punch
to
people.
detect
Exactly.
humans.
But in
Um,
this
Only
case,
human
I feel
colonies
like
have been hit.
The best option.
I mean, we're here looking for survivors. We
more
found
about
one.
these
Pulling a
swarms.
gun on
It's how
them
they find
is
you.
just a dick move.
Secret
Right?
clouds. Machines like
also
tiny insects.
Because again,
They go everywhere. They find you.
There's a
Then they
decision that
sting
comes
you.
up, and
Freeze
I think
you.
that
Sounds like miniature
I'm not
probes,
entirely
maybe.
certain
Find victims, then
which is the
immobilize them
best
with a
one.
stasis field or
But I
no
think with
toxin.
this game, it's not always necessarily
I want
what's
to know more
quote
about the
unquote best.
collectors.
Nobody
I think
knows
that
much.
In a lot of ways,
They're so rare, a lot of people don't even believe they
you're,
exist.
More
you're
importantly,
building to
why
something.
are they abducting human
and I think
colonists? What are they after?
that.
And
Maybe
that-
the elusive man can figure it out.
Oh, you go ahead.
And that's the building
What
to
happened
something
next?
part is what was
The monsters took the
really
people onto the ship.
disjointed
and then
for
they
me in
left.
this game, because
Their
here we
ship
are.
flew away.
We're introduced to the
They'll be back
collectors,
for me.
you know, giant
No one escapes.
Madagascar
I think
hissing
that's probably
cockroach
all we're
people,
getting out of
Yep.
your commander.
who are collecting humans for their
We appreciate what you told
little
us.
toy collection or
As-
whatever.
As one
I
does.
studied them.
And
The
like
monsters.
all I'm
The
thinking
swarms. I
throughout
recorded
most
them
of
with
this
my
game,
Omni tool.
I'm
Lots of
going to be
readings.
when I first played,
Electromagnetic,
I was
dark
screaming,
energy.
"The Reapers
We need to
are
get this down to the
coming!"
elusive
Yeah.
man. Grab the quad and call the
You know,
shuttle to
why
come
are
pick
we
us up.
doing this?
Yes. Yeah.
Now the narrative
Vitor is
resolves
injured.
that.
He needs
Right?
treatment,
I don't know if
not
it
an
resolves it
interrogation.
naturally,
Won't hurt him.
or if
Just
someone
need to
just
see if
pulled
he
their
knows
head out of their
anything
ass and said,
else. He'll be
"Oh
returned
shit, we got to
unharmed.
connect this to the Reapers."
Your people tried to betray us once
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
If
yeah.
we give it
No,
to you, we'll never get the
that is
intel we need.
Praza was an idiot.
and I think that they do a better job of
You're
connecting
welcome to
to
take Vitor's Omni
to
data,
the
but
rest
please,
of the
just let me
series
take him.
in 3,
hmm
if that makes sense.
Well,
Like, if
don't have to
first
take
off,
Vitor
Mass
and
Effect
go.
1 is just so hard to connect
We could work
anything
together, just
to
like
it
what we
because
I want to,
I
but I
mean,
can't.
I mean, what
I've
what
got a
can
mission
you
of
do
my
on
own.
that?
Look,
It's
Mass
too
Effect 1
important
was a
for me to
brilliant
abandon, even for
beginning,
you.
middle, end game.
When it's over,
Yep.
And if they had never done
and I'm
another
still
sequel,
alive,
I think it
fine.
would
See
it
what
would have still
happens.
it would have been fun. It would have been fine.
So here we are.
He's traumatized and he needs
And part of that
medical
whole
care.
decision going
Tali
back
will
to the
give us the Omni tool
traumatized
data and take him
Corey
to
and
the
Vitor.
flotilla.
Right, that's his
Understood,
name, Vitor.
Commander.
Exactly.
Thank you, Shepard.
And yeah, it's like
I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out
the
there.
Cerberus guys,
If I
both
find
of
anything
them,
that can help,
Miranda and
I'll
Jacob,
let
are
you
like,
know.
we need to talk to him. It's just like,
Ready for
why?
pickup.
Yeah.
You are gonna get nothing out of this kid.
Yeah. No, it's
I mean, even chemical interrogation. I mean, first off, how do you even do that with someone whose base amino acids are different than yours?
yeah, and on top of that, I think that setting up a situation where
Good work on Freedom's
you
progress.
know, you
The
got your
Quarians
best friend,
forwarded
even
their
if you don't
findings
romance
from
her,
Vitor's
she's one of your best
debriefing.
friends.
No new data.
Let's
But
keep her
it's
happy.
surprising Olive Branch
Her whole
got erased.
people.
You and
let's
I
keep her
have
whole
different
people
methods,
happy,
but I
'cause
can't
they
argue
may
with your
come-
results.
Look, it doesn't matter really at the end of the day if the elusive man is happy with you.
You ever think
You're
about
who
playing
he
nice
has.
once in a while?
Well, and the other thing
Diplomacy
is
is
that
great
he is
when it
oddly
works,
supportive
but
of your
difficult when
decisions. He'll just
everyone
say,
already
not
perceives
how
you as a
I would
threat.
have played it,
But
but
more importantly,
you know,
we
we
confirm the collectors
we
are
get
behind the abductions.
results. In the end, we got the same results.
Yeah,
So-
no,
I get the
again,
feeling
I
you
think
knew
that
about them already.
The
I had
brilliance
my
of the elusive
suspicions,
man
but I
is
needed
that he
proof.
is not a
The
mustache
collectors are
twirling,
enigmatic at best.
evil, I'm gonna
They
do evil
periodically
for
travel
evil's
to the
sake.
terminus
I'm going to do
systems,
bad things for
looking to
bad
gather
things'
seemingly
sake. I'm
unimportant
going to hurt
items
people
or
for
specimens.
just because I enjoy
Usually in
doing
exchange
it.
for their
He's
peace.
results oriented.
When their
He's got a
transactions are
plan,
complete, they
he's
disappear
got
as
it,
quickly as
you
they
know,
arrive.
and he can
Back
adapt
beyond the unmapped
to
Omega 4
new
relay.
things being
Until
added
now,
to
we've
that
had no
plan.
evidence of direct
Funny
aggression by the
story.
collectors.
For the smoking.
Why is the Omega
the
4
story
relay
that
Because
unmapped?
Martin Sheen
heard
hadn't
What do we
was-
know about
hadn't
it?
smoked since the
Only
70s.
that no
I
ship
had
passing
heard from
through it
Martin
has ever
Sheen that he
returned.
used a
Our
Captain
best
Pen.
guess is that the relay
that he would
reacts
suck on
differently to
Captain
collector
Pen.
vessels, allowing them
To
safe
To get that
passage.
sharp intake
If
of
they
breath.
can manipulate
Yep.
relay,
I'm just surprised that
that's
like
just
actual
further
tobacco
evidence of the
cigarettes
connection with the
or some
Reapers.
other leaf of some kind would still be a thing instead of like vaporizers.
Any ideas
Oh,
on why
yeah,
they shifted
yeah.
their focus to
I
humans?
like
I
to
guess
think-
I guess
They're
popcorn
agents
lung
for
was
the
more
Reapers.
important than lung cancer.
Could be
Yeah,
number.
I like to think that
Obviously,
in the future
humanity
they've done
played a
away with
huge
tobacco
role in
and
Sovereign's
it's all
destruction. That might have been enough to
and
draw
it's
their
all,
attention.
Space
What
pot.
really
Space pot,
concerns me
yeah.
is why they bothered
Canopian
with
glowweed.
Canopian
Once
glowweed,
the
and
humans are
that I think is a
paralyzed, why not
missed
just kill them?
opportunity from BioWare to work Snoop Dogg into the game.
What are the collectors getting
Oh
from
yeah,
these
faux
deals?
show, faux show.
The collectors
That-
aren't
I
very
think that,
forthcoming.
And honestly, I do think that
Generally, they seek
much
out
like,
species with rare
Martin
genetic
Sheen
mutations
makes
or
absolutely
abnormalities.
everything that he
They
does.
pay slavers and work
and
groups
everything
exorbitant
he's involved
sums
in
to
better.
obtain these
I think
specimens.
anytime you can
And
put
then they
Snoop
leave.
into
But
something,
they've never targeted a
that
single
makes that
species
something
before.
better.
And the previous
Uh,
sizes were in the dozens.
So
not
the
tens of
the
thousands.
design of the collectors, the visual design.
Ooh.
First off,
Yeah.
I do like the extreme organic, almost
holding
the
something
opposite
back.
of like Star Trek's
How do you
Borg.
know the
Yeah,
Reapers are
yeah,
involved?
I like the
The
squishy.
patterns are
I
there,
like that
buried
they
in the
are
data. The Council of
squishy
the
tech.
Alliance would believe
I've
the
always
Reaper
been a
threat died
fan
with Sovereign.
of
with some
You and I
rocks
know
here and
better.
there.
I
squishy
won't
tech
wait until the Reapers are on
versus
the march. We need to take the
metal
fight
tech.
to them.
Mhm.
You know, I've always been a fan of this kind of biological grown
If this is a war, I'll need an
technology.
army.
Mhm.
Or a
And
really good
the
team.
kind of,
I've already compiled a list of
mechanical
soldiers,
machine
scientists, and
technology.
mercenaries.
I think that
You'll get
that is
dossiers
a
on the best of them.
interesting,
Finding
dichotomy.
them
It's an
and convincing them
interesting,
to work with you could be challenging, but you're a
thing to look
natural
at
leader.
both.
I'll continue to track the
and
collectors.
so,
When
you
they
know,
make
if
their
you
next
look at all of
appearance,
the
I'll
writings
notify
and
you
stuff
and
from
your
the
team.
collectors and everything,
Be ready.
They're a lot of their stuff is biological, is squishy, and made to
Keep your
look
list.
biological. made
I want
to look
people I
squishy.
trust.
Uh,
The ones who help me stop
Yeah,
Saren
but it's
and
just
Geth.
strange to
That
me
was 2
that,
years ago,
and this is a
Commander.
problem with
Most
a lot
of
of
them have
biological
moved
enemies.
on,
The Tyranids
or their
and Warhammer
allegiances
40k
have
had this
changed.
problem of here's this biological whatever, and oh hey,
Where's
there's
Garrus
still something
Vakarian?
vaguely gun shaped.
Turian
Oh,
disappeared
yeah,
a
yeah,
few
yeah.
months after you were
The-
declared
the-
dead.
no,
Even
I
we
understand
were
that. I've heard that
located.
complaint before. I've had it myself. I feel like the collectors
Where's Ashley
do a good
Williams?
job of
She's still
explaining
with
that.
the Alliance.
They do a good job, but
Her file is
it's one of those
surprisingly
things where you
well
kind of have to,
classified.
with BioWare especially, and with a lot of games nowadays, if you're not reading the
Where's Erdnot Rex?
like information
returned
stuff,
The
you pick up
supplemental
the
materials.
And he
supplemental
hasn't
material.
gone off
In
world in
game.
over a
I'm not
year.
talking about
He's
like
trying
the
to unite the
books
Krogan
and novels and
clans.
everything. I'm just talking about like the in-game exposition stuff. If you're not reading it, there's a lot of stuff you're
What
missing.
about Tally? She already helped
There's
us
a
on
lot of
Frame's
stuff,
progress.
and of course, there's
That
stuff
is
that we
unexpected.
know because we've
I
played
need
through
more
this whole
intel
series.
before I'll commit.
There's stuff that we know going forward where we're like, oh, okay, that, like, the first time I played it, you're right, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Where's Liara
but then,
T'Soni?
She's
knowing
on
what I
Ilium.
know about the whole
My
series,
sources
no, it makes
say
sense.
that she's working for the Shadow
Uh,
Broker.
not to give it away.
If so, she can't be trusted.
On a 20-year game.
Not
20-year-old
that old.
game.
Jesus
Is it-
Christ.
Okay,
is it-
I get
it's
it. They're
getting
not
there.
available.
It's over
What is
10.
it?
Leadership.
Yeah.
You'll
yeah.
get who you
But it's
need.
getting over there.
Ugh.
I know, right? I know, right?
I can. My bones can only turn to dust so fast.
Yes.
Anyway, we are
I'm
about
still
to
a specter.
be.
Maybe I can
We
get
are
the
about to
council
get
to help us out.
the big reveal
If you
here.
think you
so
can convince them, by all means.
Indeed.
Just remember,
Indeed.
you've been gone
Well,
a long
bones
time.
turning to dust is better
Things
than
have
being
changed.
drunk.
Moopsie.
Oh dear.
That is
You
a
worry about the
Moopsie's
collectors.
the
I'll make
most
sure my
terrifying
team's
creature
ready.
in all science fiction, outpacing the xenomorph in my mind.
Good.
It's true,
Two
although
things
I
before
just
you go.
recently
First, head to Omega and find
watched
Morton
Doom Patrol
Solus.
and
He's a
the
brilliant
Bud Scouts,
Solarian.
and that
Our
was
intelligence
terrifying.
suggests you may know how to
But
counteract the collector's
here we are back
paralyzing
at Mass
secret
Effect.
swarms.
We are talking to our supposed boss here.
We are
Sounds good.
contractors. We can
What
leave at
else?
any time.
Exactly.
I found
Well,
a
that was
pilot
what
I think you
that's
might
how I
like.
always played it.
I hear
is
he's
that,
one of the best.
I
Someone
am,
you can trust.
I am a independent contractor. And
It's Joker!
It's Joker.
Hey, Commander.
Honestly,
Just
one of the
like
best
old
support
times, huh?
characters of all time.
can't believe it's you,
Brilliantly
Joker.
voiced.
Look who's talking.
Again by
I saw you get
Seth
spaced.
Green.
That son of a bitch.
lot of
I'm
strings
jealous of his
attached.
wife.
I'm
How'd you get
jealous
here?
of his career.
It all fell apart without you, Commander.
Honestly.
Everything you stirred up,
he's
the
been
council
able
just
to make
wanted
a
it
living,
gone.
Being
Teams
a
broken
smart
up,
ass.
records sealed, and I was
smarty.
grounded. The Alliance took away
Just
the one thing
being-
that mattered to me. Hell
just
yeah, I
being
joined Cerberus.
smarty.
You really trust the
And
elusive
here we
man?
have, and honestly,
Well, I don't trust
Goosebumps
anyone
every
more
single
than I
time.
do. But they
It
aren't
never
all
fails
bad.
to work
Saved
on
your
me.
life.
It never
Let me
fails to
fly.
give me goosebumps.
And there's this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies
They
and
only
gentlemen.
told me last night.
we're home. I timed that really well.
You did. And you know, it's bigger. For those of you size queens out there, it is bigger than.
And blacker.
And you know, again, I think that it is in fact, again, like the game itself, it is an evolution and a brilliant evolution for.
I'm just not sure about
Huh,
those
Commander?
teeth in front. They look like they serve
Guess we'll have
no
to give her a
purpose.
name.
Yeah, well, you know, I would paint. I would have painted it like a old A10 myself, but you know, with the sharp teeth and kind of thing in front. But then again, you know, I think like that. But yeah, I don't honestly beyond this first part, I don't notice the teeth. Like I don't really notice the thing. But I feel like it's honestly a brilliant kind of reveal.
Mhm.
And again, we get these beautiful cinematic pieces. Really well done as far as the art and as far as
Anyway, adventure waits. We'll be seeing you kids.
deuces.